welcome to match 4 of me testing Bowmat Couriers in Affinity in place of Galvanic Blasts. So far, the verdict is still out since I've... pun not intended towards Supreme Verdict on that one, by the way. The Bowmat Couriers have been okay. They've been nice in some situations. They were probably marginally better than Galvanic Blasts. Maybe quite a bit decently better than Galvanic Blasts. But it's a small sample size. I'm certain there's decks out there where I would much rather have the Galvanic Blasts than the Bowmat Couriers. Most creature-based decks. But against the non-creature-based removal type decks that are running like Jaces and stuff, that are going to rise up as a consequence of people wanting to play Jace, Bowmat Courier's been decent. This hand is good, by the way. Turn 1, Double Vault Scourge. Turn 2, Master of Deuterium. Attack for 4 lifelink in the air. With a Welding Jar backup for the Master. As long as he's not on path or counter spells, then that's a pretty nice clock. Urza's Tower. Expedition map. Alright. I know where we're going here. Jar. So I can play a drum in both Scourges. Now the question is, does he have turn 3 Tron? My first guess is to say probably not, because if he did, he would have slammed it already. Drum. Well, play Master. He is not going to O-Stone next turn, so I might as well play the Drum. Attack with the 2 Vault Scourges, getting him down to 16. Next turn, I have 11, 13, 14, probably 15 damage. I probably put him to 1. If I'm doing my math correctly. 1 or 2. Because I got 11... plus 3 puts me to 14, plus 1. No, I probably kill him. If he has no interaction and I draw an artifact that's cheap. And by cheap, I mean cost like 0 to... Anyways. It is exceedingly likely that he is dead next turn. And even if he is not dead, he is probably still screwed. Because, I mean, what's he gonna do? Yeah, I don't see him coming back from this. Not with... He's gonna have 8 colorless mana, and O-Stone doesn't even do it, because he's gonna be at 0 or 1. Well, that's the artifact. The one artifact that I could think of that wouldn't really do anything for me. Oh well. I put him at 1. But I put him at 1, and, well... I am O-Stone proof since he is in Blink Moth lethal range. So if he just slaps down an O-Stone, he's still dead. He's desperately thinking a way to not die. There isn't one. Oh. Blood Moon, Grudge, Thoughtseize. Out with False Scourges. Yeah. So a few people have asked me what my thoughts on the Jace and Bloodbraid Elf unbanning is. Mostly, I'm not really worried about the Jace and Bloodbraid Elf decks in and of themselves. I think the matchups may improve or worsen slightly depending on how those specific decks change, because just because they get quote-unquote better cards doesn't mean that the architecture of the deck doesn't change in such a way that they end up with a weaker matchup against us specifically. But those decks might cause other decks to change, which might cause other decks to change, and then the snowball effect might end up with, some of our good matchups exiting the metagame, some of our worst matchups rising. And so it's really hard to predict where the, snowball effect of change after change after change will end up after the metagame settles down. So, I don't know. Things remain to be seen. This Tron opponent really likes taking his time to think about how dead he is and how to sideboard. You would think it'd be pretty quick, because everyone plays against Affinity all the time. Because it's Affinity, it's always been there. Maybe it's a new Tron player that just saw, oh hey, everyone's winning with Tron and GP Lyon. Better play Tron. We'll see. I'm optimistic that Affinity's place in the metagame is not going to be going away anytime soon. Mostly because we've always been there and therefore always will. No, that's not true. But we have been there for a very long time, since the beginning of Modern, and we'll probably be around for quite a while. Yet. I don't see Jace or Bloodbraid Elf changing that significantly. This hand is fine. Is it? Yeah. Would like another 0-drop, like a Memnite, but, yeah, this is fine. Turn off my desktop audio so that you can't hear people pinging me on GChat. Sorry about that. I think it's probably my brother asking to play Age of Empires 2 against me. Mulligan to 5. Mulligan to 4. As sad as it is, I have a good hand and he mulligan to 4. I don't necessarily win this game because Tron could have natural Tron. But, I'm not going to see a mulligan to 4 and not be happy. Alright, Chromatic Star and Tower. Ooh. That's a turn 1 Steel Overseer. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter certainly takes... Ooh. See, I played the Darksteel Citadel to get the +1 damage on the Ornithopter for the Cranial Plating attack, but maybe it would have been better to play the Blinkmoth Nexus. Probably doesn't matter. What probably ends up happening is because I did it this way, then I can play Blink Monk Nexus and threaten Infect Lethal, forcing him to fire the Ghost Quarter at the Ink Moth and go from there. Glowstone. Does that matter at all? Not really. Blink Moth. Animate. Can I kill him? Move that over here. Activate that. Activate that. Turn 3. Ooh, turn 3 lethal. Yes. Feels good. Alright. Taking down Tron. 4-0 so far. See you for the final match.